I see the AMC Interview with the Vampire as like a really good fan fiction. Like, I enjoyed my entire time watching it. I really love the way they changed a lot of the relationships to make them better. Like, don't get me wrong, Lestat had a thing for Louis. He was kind of interested in him because Louis reminded him of Nikki. But, like, homie was kind of needing a sugar daddy more. Whereas in the show, they're on, like, the same financial footing. And Lestat literally fucking courts Louis. And I really like that they prominently show Louis' like Catholic guilt. Like, they really, especially with how he has to keep his family afloat versus the religion he was like raised in. Also, Paul, I mean, like, we get to see Louis' family, and I really appreciate that because it makes his turning even more heartbreaking, and especially because you see his connection with his family disintegrating. And I also really like that because they made the Louis and Lestat relationship so good in the beginning and like a genuine like sort of love, the way it devolves and degrades is like super heartbreaking. And those good times make it make sense why Louis is so hesitant to go along with Claudia's plan. And also the way they changed Claudia, oh my god, love it. Because, like, one, they aged her up, which makes it a little less creepy. Like, just as heartbreaking, but a little less creepy. But also, they had her stay strictly platonic with Louis, which I appreciate so much. And they also go more in depth as to why she would be mad at Lestat. You get to see the way he acts from her point of view. And you know he doesn't mean to come off as, like, as much of a monster as he does. But it's completely understandable why she would see him that way. My only huge critique with the show is I don't like what they did with Daniel and Armand. But that's mostly because I'm the biggest Daniel and Armand stan. I adore them. I only care about them. Like, literally take everyone out of the plot. Just give me Daniel and Armand. I love their dynamic. Fucking Armand waking up Daniel and forcing him to call Paris is probably one of the most iconic things. And I heard that they're going to do a spinoff of, like, Night Island, which I think is going to be, like, really good. And I wish they had kept Armand's red hair, because especially in this adaptation, there's so many people with, like, black hair. I'm kind of like, it would make him pop out more aesthetically, but, like, it's not gonna break my immersion. But yeah, to me, the show is, like, a really good fan fiction that got to go gay all the way. Because, like, Anne Rice was writing this in, like, what, the 80s? It came out in the 80s or the 90s or something. I say as if I wasn't alive in the late 90s anyway. So she couldn't go full force, but this show can. And this show did. And I love that they looked at Anne Rice, who said, like, oh, my vampires don't really fornicate, which she later retconned. And they were like, nah, these vampires fuck. I liked the first couple episodes so much that I bought the whole season on Prime. Because it's, like, only on AMC Plus. I don't have actual cable. And to me, it was worth it. Like, the costume designs, the sets, the actors did fantastic. Sam Reed, I think is how you pronounce his last name, who plays Lestat. That man put his whole ussy in that performance. The fucking, I think it was the second episode, homie with his little slutty little waist walking around. Goddamn. If you're somebody that's like a super canon purist, you're not really gonna like the show, obviously. But for me, like I said, I see it as a really cool AU fan fiction, and I'm very excited for the second season. I also want that fucking Night Island spinoff. Give me Daniel and Armand!